Nearly 3 weeks ago now, our local area, Lismore, looked like it was definitely going to flood, and they were anticipating slightly worse than what we've experienced before. What we didn't understand at the time is how big that flood was going to be, 2 metres over what Lismore has endured before in a 1 in 100 year flood. The ramifications of that is the water coming through to the coastal regions, which we've never seen before.
I've had problems before. I've had a cyclone blow the roof off my house. Where we lived at Byron Bay, I've gone through floods, but nothing like this one.
Initially, it was no one knew how we could help or what we could do. We had staff that were flooded in. We had staff that their houses looked like they were going to go under. That was the immediate danger, making sure everyone was safe. Our home and community were fine. Communication was an issue. We had no internet or mobile signal in the whole area for about 5 days. So not only do we have a tourist park, but we have a residential park, and we had elderly that couldn't contact families to tell them we were safe. So that was the initial response. The second was the emergency response, trying to find roofs over people's heads, trying to find places for people to go and be safe.
At the flood, we were evacuated by the SES and put in the evacuation centres at Lennox Head. The school was turned into a hospital. I'd actually had a heart attack with all the hassle of the shifting. So I was on a mattress on the floor, being attended to by the specialists on their hands and feet, giving us treatment out there.
So then you've got the people coming to help, and timing was one of those things. You couldn't come in too early. The water sat for a couple of days, and then people needed to sort through the mess once the water went down. So it was all timing as to when the emergency management teams came in and where to house people. This is going to be the ongoing problem now.
Yeah, well, I've become involved in the flood relief. I came up here to work for 2 months. The weekend it started raining, which was supposed to be just a business as usual job for me. And then obviously everything changed with the epic flood event. So I've spent basically my entire time in Lismore, because that's the area of greatest need, coordinating all the local crews as well as working with some of the out-of-area crews as well.
It is amazing to see a community pull together in an experience that's been so widespread, and to know where to put the help has been particularly hard. You can go and help people, but they need to sort through their lives. You can get everything out on the street, but it takes time for people to sort through things. A lot of the time, the best thing you can do is go and give them an ear, because they need to talk about their experience.
Well, I guess that's the most amazing thing, is the community. And that was right from the get-go when the flood was actually impacting, where the greatest number of rescues were performed by members of the public, where everyone just did what was required, and that hasn't really changed. Even though there's a large emergency service response to anything like this, and it's very coordinated, without the assistance of the public, nothing gets done.
Come back to the area. The next 6 to 12 to 18 months is still going to be hard for this township of Ballina and the surrounding areas like Woodburn and Broadwater and Lismore particularly. But the more you can come back to our area and support our businesses and their employees, the more that helps the locals to recover, to get a bit of sense of normalcy and get the feel of the town back into place.